Isn't it nice? Isn't it wonderful when you have a disagreement, things need to be discussed, conversations be held, and you just take your head out of your asses, be adults.
Until everybody does what they were always going to have to do from the very beginning. Sit down and talk!
You know what happens? You know what happens? Shit like this happens. Shit like this happens. Let's read that. Deal, WA and the AMPTP, the studios, reaches a symbolic contract agreement to end the 146-day wire strike. The deal is essential. Okay? Basically, like, it's one of those, like, technicality things where it's like, you know, technically it's not over. Technically it's over because we have to go through the lawyers, and the lawyers need to look at it, you know, look at all the T's and I's. That could take a couple of days, and then the guild itself needs to vote on it if the, you know, they like the deal or not, and that will take a week or so by the sounds of things. So, but it's one of those technicality things. Really, the strike's over. It's done. They're like, hey, you don't need to be on picket lines anymore, guys, and they won. Look here. Look at this beauty. Look. Fuck it. Let's read the article again. Hollywood heaves a sigh of relief that the WGA and major studios and streamers have reached a tentative agreement on a new 3-year contract that promises to end the 140-day strike that has taken a heavy toll across the content industry. Now, if you want to ask, like, 3-year contracts, that's not much. Actually, that's what has always been said. There's a new contract getting talked about every 3 years. And this was the one that they say, hey, we know... Sorry, let me just cross that out. This is the one that we need to really change, and we need to... There's this problem, and we need to... And this needs to be discussed. Anyway... negotiators for the Writers Guild of America and the ally of motion pictures and television producers reaches the finish line Sunday after the 5 conscious day of negotiations, which we all have to say, why the fuck did it took you 5 months to do so? Literally, it was basically all it was literally them screaming "fuck you" to each other for 5 bloody months. Seriously, like, I was on the wire side, I'm on the actor side, but methods I'm not a fan of. How the wires were kind of doing this, it was basically them saying "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you." It just turned into a bloody childhood debate. Really, pretty much that's what happened. Anyway. Once again, I'm reading this from Wired to realize I haven't really go to day 4. Day 4 on Saturday mostly avoid lawyers for the guild and the AMPTP hashtag hashing out the fine point of the language around the complicated and groundbreaking additions to the WGA Medium Basic Agreement. The nitty-gritty details of language around the news of generating AI in content productions was one of the last items that it decided to work on before closing on the closing pec. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about the AI thing, there's a word that AI, like, look, I get it, like, when we hear AI, we're just thinking, you know, Terminator, and we're thinking the end of days, and we're thinking all that chestnut things. But basically what it's essentially saying is that, you know, you can write something in AI and say it's someone else's work, or getting paid for someone else's work, or not getting that much pay. You know, it's all these things. And maybe they're like, the studios are like, fine, we won't use AI for the next 3 years. Let's say that. I would say next 3 years. But, you know, it was that and working out residuals, because apparently the studios wanted to use points as a way to get residuals for streaming, but now but the WGA wanted views. For me, it makes sense why you want to do views, because it makes more sense. Points for me just makes me go, what the fuck does that mean? Points. That's a little bit of wiggle room. Anyway, okay, I quote: "We can say with great pride that a deal is essential with the meaning of grants of protection for the writers in every sector of membership." The WGA Negotiations Committee wrote in an email sent to members at 7:10 p.m. Full text below. The strikes itself will be forced through the Guild's contract approval and the various process, but picking has been suspended as Sunday night. Guild leaders are expected to vote on Tuesday. Okay. So it sounds like what they want to do is new month, everyone's back at work, at least for the writers. It'll be interesting I would be shocked this week we'll hear the actors are negotiating, and you don't know, we might hear wow, the actors are done, and you don't know, it'll be a weird time. While the formatting lift on the strike order against the anti-compete royalties. To be clear, no one is returning to work until the assembly is formalized by the Guild. We are still on strike until then. The message to the members stands. So basically, once again, they T's and I's, signing the dotted line, making sure everyone's happy, make sure that most people are it'll be interesting what this deal is. I might, if you guys want, I can make a video talking about what the deal's up. Okay, details on contract agreement won't be released until the final language is completed over the coming days. The WGA leadership is expected to vote on Tuesday on the final plat. The first of the negotiating committee will vote on whether recommended that the deal will go to a vote on the board of the WGA West and Council of the WGA East, assuming both of these votes are approved the fact. The contractor will send out a recognition by the WGA 11,000 writers. Quote: "Though we are eager to share the details of what we have achieved with you, we cannot do that until the last I is dotted." The message to the members stated: "It is so we could complete our ability to finish the job. So we have the patience. Basically, ask you for patience. We ask you to be patient again." After nearly 5 months on strikes, which I don't know if I can say. Also the same thing with the actors for me. You knew that this was happening, that you were nearly at the time, and why talk about negotiations 2 weeks before the strikes were done, before you go on strike? Why? What? There was a chance that the directors will also be on strike. You know why they didn't go on strike? Because they talked 6 months before the contract was up. Can't be shocked they didn't go on strike. Can't be shocked. Anyway, the strike is over. Essentially, the strike is over. They just need the ties and T's, and hopefully by the end of this week is when we can go and say, okay, the wires back at work. Now it's all about the actors, right? So Blade, you can start typing that script, because seriously, Blade hired a new writer. And in 3 days, there's a strike. You just go, oh my god. Blade's the new Flash, I think. Blade's the new Flash. With all that drama. But anyway, it's weird to say comment below what your thoughts on this, but basically what it means is the industry is less on halt in a couple of days. And it's good. Which is pretty good. So, comment below what you think. Comment below, share your thoughts on this news. Seriously, guys, all it needed was you guys to fucking talk to each other. Jesus Christ.